a glorious time to be a true Detroit fan because I can't believe we have bandwagoners nowadays.
Yeah, yeah,
We got
facts,
bandwagoners nowadays.
facts.
I didn't.
Hey,
Oh, whoa,
facts. I was gonna bring
whoa.
that up. I was gonna bring that up, man. I'm like, we've been fans for like a decade plus, so like games like this, people who are just now coming to Detroit don't really understand how much trauma we have when these types of games come up, where we're having a good
Man,
season, we go down by 10 points in the first quarter, all hope seems lost, and then to your point, Sonic shows up, opens up the offense, and we just put on a show. Man, that was an electric game. That was an
bro, no,
electric
it's
game.
the fact. It's the fact a guy like Aidan is down and we're still showing up.
Yeah.
I wasn't. It's the fact that what did I tell you week after week, win after win the Vikings had? What did I say? I'm not worried about them.
That is
All
facts.
right.
That is
We weren't
facts.
even in Detroit.
Yeah.
We was in
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Facts. Facts.
We were in Minnesota.
Facts.
We were down 10-0.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Jared Goff, and we'll get to the Goff for MVP takes, but Jared Goff, man, I'm
Finally,
gonna
you
keep
jump aboard.
I'm gonna keep
Finally.
saying I don't want you because that seems to work. When you're a real fan, you
Yeah.
understand, superstition. You know,
Mhm.
it's like, hey, I believe in guys. I'm not gonna say I believe in superstition, but listen, I'm not gonna start saying golf is like the bee's knees, because then he
Yeah.
might lose. Hey,
Mhm. Mhm.
all I'm saying is when you start making history, when they have to start bringing your name up, like, well, in the past 4 games, no one has ever.
Yeah.
He has more TDs than incompletions in 4 weeks. We're
Yeah.
only 6 weeks into the season.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Dare I say this is the best 4 game span of a QB in QB history?
Yeah.
Like that's our QB, and
Yeah.
he's not like a Mahomes or anything. Like this is like a pudgy. You know what I'm saying? I saw a picture of
Mhm.
him, like I was like, man, with the gear on, I was like, his belly be sticking out. Pads, pads. Oh, I love it. I love it. That's a real QB. I bet he could put down a couple of them. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
real
Oh
QB
my
right
God.
there.
Yeah, I heard.
That was a team win. A team win.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
asked me, who was your MVP
Of the game.
of the game?
The MVP of the game
That's
for me
that's a tough
is
choice.
not really. I think football comes down to moments. This is gonna be way left. Maybe you get it, maybe you won't. The MVP of the game was the person who jumped. It was a false start on the 4th and inches that backed us up 5 yards, that made us punt for it. That person, I believe it was number 74. I believe it was number 74, if I'm not mistaken, MVP of the game because Dan Campbell was about to go for it on fourth. We were already down 10-0. On the other side of the field, Vikings had all the momentum. The play we were going to run looked like it was going to be up the gut. Montgomery, he wasn't having a good day. Vikings defense was ready for it. That could have been a 7-point swing right there. Instead, we punted away. Turns out to be a 3-and-out. Defense comes back, not defense. Jahmyr Gibbs on that next possession has a 45-yard breakout run. That is my MVP of the game. Now,
Okay.
as a football
You could
fan,
say that's no. You could call that your, I mean, like a play of
turning
the
point.
game,
Turning point.
yeah, turning point,
Yeah, yeah.
the MVP of the game is the person that showed up all 4 quarters.
Yeah, for sure.
That
For
guy
sure.
had a big moment, key moment,
Yeah, yeah.
unintentionally, you know. But yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I'm definitely with you on that.
But nah, to your point
Who's
though,
your MVP, your most valuable player?
for sure, it's Jared Goff, man. I don't think enough is said. Obviously, man, I've been big on him all season long, last season, even when he was with the Rams. So everything he's doing now, none of it is anything new for me. But what I really noticed from Goff in this game was right when we were down 10-0, I believe Jahmyr Gibbs scored. We were having trouble converting on third downs when he locked in with Amon-Ra, who also had an over 100-yard game and had a touchdown as well. When he locked in with Amon-Ra, I knew this was the new age Lions. Like
Yeah.
everything else is muddled. Montgomery isn't having a good day. Gibbs, I think he was yet to have that breakout run. I saw Goff and Amon Ra lock in. There were no other reads. It's when you hit this cut, the ball is going to be right there. You know what I'm saying? All the way into the last throw he made, which I believe again was to Amon Ra that put us in field goal position to ice the game. So MVP Jared Goff for sure in this game. For sure in this
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. I wasn't worried. I wasn't
Yeah.
worried.
Yeah.
I wasn't worried. I was never worried. I was never concerned. I told you the only team in our division that makes me like, I'm probably going to split with them is the Packers. I believe in mopping the Vikings and mopping Chicago, but the Packers, and you even see it with Jordan Love, bro. Like he could throw
Yeah.
4 TDs, 8 TDs. He could throw 4 picks. And that's why we're going to talk about Branch later. But
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
beautiful. So after that game, the Lions now sit atop the NFC.
Yeah.
The NFC. We talked about this before the season. The Lions have an opportunity to possibly go into this playoff run with the bye week
Yeah. Yeah.
as the number one seed. And when you look at the teams right now, let's be honest, man, who's a threat?
Anybody in our division. And to
Like
your point, that's that's
anybody in
that's
our
the
division
NFC.
plus the Commanders. But
True. 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 But
man,
if we're being honest though,
but then I just
like
told you I wasn't worried about the division, except for who. So we're being honest. I'm saying like the only teams those they're not, but they're not threats to take our throne. I don't think either one of those teams will be good enough to take the first place spot. I think the hole is too big for the 49ers. I think the Vikings will come back to earth at some point. I'm just saying, it looks like the Lions is about to have like a 3 game lead. I say by like week 10, you know what I'm saying? It becomes very clear like the Lions will have like a 2, 3 game lead on that number one spot.
yeah. Yeah.
Because your big dogs are not your big dogs right now. Philly is not a threat.
Yeah.
That's not the Philly we went toe to toe with 2 years ago. Philly's
Yeah.
not a threat. The
Yeah.
49ers are not a threat. I'm sorry. Brock Purdy is trying to show why he's going to be worth the bag. He's showing why he's worth Baker Mayfield's bag and not Jared Goff's bag.
True.
You know,
True. 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 Yeah.
Dallas, who you worried about? Nobody.
Nah, I'm not worried about anybody. And this game showed why. I mean, Brian Flores, the Vikings have the number one defense in the league. If we can put up 31 points on them,
31.
if we can put up 31 points on them, and mind you, they made CJ Stroud look bad. Jordan Love, I get it. He had a great second half. That first half was atrocious. Credit to Vikings
31
defense.
off a slow start.
And Brock Purdy, I think, yeah, they played the 49ers. Like the Vikings made them look bad, but couldn't make Jared Goff look bad, man. And to your point, I think if Goff stays like this, we are a lot for the first round bye. Let's be honest, as adults, knowing what to get friends and loved ones for birthdays, holidays, and special occasions can be a hassle. Sometimes giving just a card and cash can come across as lazy. LewieCards remove that stigma and takes the hassle of gift giving right off your hands, allowing your gift to be the card. With different options and your ability to customize the card to your liking, you can now give someone a unique card, a premium card, the one and only card that is in and of itself the gift that keeps on giving, a gift that combines cash and a card. LewieCards, the premier card of gift giving. Get yours today at LewieCards.com. Obviously, you touched Jared Goff and you feel like he had a great game. And you feel like he's had a great last 3 weeks. Does Goff have a case for MVP?
Pause for a second. And this is where
Yeah,
I might say he's first in MVP right now.
yeah,
Do you know the level of quarterbacks that have played this game?
yeah,
That right now you're telling me that between Jared Goff, Ben Johnson, and this offensive line and these offensive weapons, Jared Goff is smarter than Peyton Manning. He's smarter than Tom Brady.
right.
Because at this point, we're just talking about, you know what I'm saying,
No, he
running the
made
offense.
history. He made history again.
He's at a
Yeah,
historic level. Tom
yeah,
Brady's never done, bro. And this is Tom Brady's game. Like, it's not like
Yeah,
he's throwing a bunch of deep balls.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not like he's throwing a whole bunch of,
yeah,
running back, screens.
yeah,
He's running the offense.
yeah,
Whether it's in the middle of the field to Amon Ra, whether it's a post to
yeah,
Jamo, whether
yeah,
it's a hitch to Gibbs, he is
yeah,
running this offense to proficiency of like the highest level.
yes, yes,
And
yes,
then, like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
yeah.
Like, Jared Goff right now is showing why he once made a Super Bowl and why
He's on pace to make another one.
another one. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah. And to your point though, too, man, and the routes, how he's running the offense, his reads have been impeccable. Coming up to the line, changing, looking at what the linebackers are doing, looking at what the cornerbacks are doing, look at what the defense is trying to do. And that was another thing, again, man. Like I said, his connection in this game against the Vikings with Amon Ra was just spectacular. We didn't pick up a first down, I believe, for the entire first quarter, if I'm not mistaken. It was something like that. What happens as soon as we start the second quarter? A read, change it at the line of scrimmage through a nice screen to Amon Ra, who picked up like 3 or 4 yards, get the first down, which led into the Gibbs play, And again, on that play, bringing Patrick from across the field to pick up the seventh man the Vikings defense had at the line. He's been spectacular at the quarterback position. Tom Brady said it himself after the 18 for 18 game, he goes, Jared Goff, I've completed, if I were to make 18 completed passes in a row in practice, that would be special. Let me repeat that. In practice, that would be special. To do it in game is and also too, let's not act like Seattle was just like outmanned. That was a close game. Like, that was a shootout, basically. Like
Yeah.
you went perfect in a shootout.
Seattle is leading their division. That's the division leader over there.
Man, man, man. And then after Terry Bradshaw, I know you saw this probably after the game when he goes, I haven't seen this since Tom
Tom
Brady.
Brady.
Like, I haven't seen
Like,
everybody looked around. You sure? Yeah, yeah, I
bro,
haven't seen this since.
there's not a
Yeah,
quarterback in college football that looks like Jared Goff because it's
yeah,
just where the game is going. The game looks like everybody wants to be Mahomes or Lamar.
yeah,
Pick a path. Do you want to be pass first, but you gotta run when you need to, or do you want to be run first, but you gotta pass when you need to? Pick a
yeah,
path, but you are running. Jared
yeah,
Goff is standing in the pocket. Don't get me wrong; he will get that first down if need be. We've noticed this
yeah.
year. Hey, he's kind of let the dad bod form out so he can. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you saw how Mahomes lowered the shoulder on that?
Yeah, yeah,
Bro,
homeboy.
Mahomes ran into that guy
Yeah,
by accident.
yeah,
He looked down at him like, "Oh, whoa, I didn't see you there."
bro.
Like,
It was
hey, that
disrespectful.
that dad bod is different. All
Yeah.
right,
He said,
that
I didn't see
bod is
you
different.
there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Let the pudge be out a little bit. Like, bro, go look back at the play.
Bro, that's
Mahomes
crazy.
did not lower the shoulder. Mahomes
He
was
didn't.
going in.
I saw
Buddy
it.
came in for a linebacker came in to wreck Mahomes and got laid out by accident.
In respect to that guy, I do think it was a safety. In respect to that guy, but he was
Was
tackling.
it
He was.
Mustafa?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
your last
Nah,
name is Mustafa. Your last name is Mustafa.
he's silly, bro.
You got
He's
laid
silly,
out
bro.
by a light skin. Let's be real.
He's silly, bro. But yeah, man.
Come on, man. You making the whole African nation look
he's
bad.
he's silly
Laid
for that
out.
one. Here's the only
Mahomes,
thing I'll
hey,
say.
look back, bro. Mahomes looked down.
I
Like
saw it. I saw it live. I saw it live.
he was like, "Oh, my bad, my bad."
I would say I'm touching back on golf, man. And not only is the reads, like you say, his completion percentage, like you said, but man, he's also throwing the ball before the receiver gets there. That's how on target he is with these weapons. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Before the receiver's getting there, he's throwing the ball. The only thing I would say, and obviously, like you said, he is the last kind of dying age of, pure pocket passers for sure. But the only thing I would say is if he could get rid of the ball like a second faster, I don't even see I don't see any defense being an obstacle.
I think he can get rid of the ball a second faster. but I
He
believe
has so much time to make
that
the
he with the
reads.
O line he has, it's
Yeah,
like, well, I can make my third read. I
yeah,
can get to my fourth read,
yeah, for
know?
sure.
And
Yeah,
then I could even go back to the running back at the end.
yeah,
Like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah. No, absolutely.
it's I believe because if you think about it, there are times where like people are getting pressure on us. But even
Yeah,
in those scenarios, like the Bucks was getting pressure on us. But let's be real though, the Bucks game still was like in question. Like we still could have won that game to the very end, basically.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like that. That's the only game where you can say the pressure got to us. But we were pressured in other games too. And Goff is showing that he knows that that's his only flaw.
To your point, man, yes, and even with that Bucks game, man, I think it was more so. I believe second game of the season, you're just trying to see what your offense is, how it's gonna flow. Like you're trying new things out. I'm pretty sure we might have ran a flea flicker in that game. Like it was just some out the box stuff in that Bucks game. To that credit, but I will move on to this, man. Is Brian Branch the most valuable defensive player in the league? Now I know people know who he is a little bit. He's gotten his name up, and people think, he's kind of a breakout star. But I just want to go over his stats real quick. As a safety through 5 games, he's only played 5 games. He's had 25 solo tackles, 1 forced fumble. He's second in the league in interceptions, 4 interceptions on the season. He's second in the league in passes defended with 11 passes defended. This, to me, this level of production at his position is spectacular. Like he's all over the field.
Spectacular.
And mind you, a couple of those picks he would have had if it wasn't for Kirby Joseph being there before him. Like he could have 6 interceptions right now. We go back to that Cardinals game. There was a throw. He caught it, but it was out of bounds. And I believe in that um was it the Bucks game? Did he have a pick in that one or was it the Rams game? Either way, one of those Kirby had another pick. Branch was there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I believe that was the Rams game. Also, the game that Branch was out, Kirby got a pick being in Branch's place.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, so no, Branch is definitely he's up there. He's up there. All right.
Yeah.
I believe the whole reason that the Aidan injury didn't affect us as hard as it would probably affect most is because Branch is there. The
Facts.
same reason I say, we still can apply pressure, right? And
Yeah.
pressure make diamonds, baby. Am I right
Yeah.
or am I wrong? All right,
Yeah.
pressure make diamonds. So
Facts.
we
Facts.
still applying pressure, and what's that's going to do? That's going to just put the quarterback in a little bit of a panic, a little bit of a rush. Now I got to get it out quick. What Branch is doing, man, is reading. He's
Yeah.
reading the quarterback through and through, and it's to the point now. It's getting to the point where pretty soon here, quarterbacks are going to stop throwing to his side,
Yeah.
right? And that's what they're going to mess up because they're going to think the other side is safe, and it's not. It's the man named Kirby Joseph over there. He's a problem.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like
Facts. Facts.
it's a little safer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because look,
Yeah.
Brand can take it to the house too.
Facts.
Brand can
Facts.
make a house call on you.
Yeah.
Because you gotta forget, he was a DB last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So even okay, Mahomes, you make it to the Super Bowl. You guys are throwing Hopkins in the slot. You thought that was gonna work. I bet you did. No, we're just gonna move Branch over to the slot and still put this guy out of the game.
Yeah.
Like it is that
Yeah. He's that
real.
good.
Man, he is that good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think last year because we had Chauncey Gardner and like Tracy Walker, I believe, like it was just, they
They
but
didn't
they
know what
saw
they
they
had.
saw that Branch could do more. Right. It's like
Yeah.
when we have you at DB, we're limiting you to that one guy.
Yeah.
We need to have you at safety to open you up to a side of the field.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He needs to be able to control a side of the field
Yeah.
because that's just he's just like that. He's
Yeah.
just like that.
Yeah.
Right? He's reading the offense. He's reading what they're doing. He's reading the quarterback. I definitely think he's top 5 in like the defensive player of the year race right now, especially if he's going to stay at this pace. He's definitely
Well,
in that
but
top
here's the
5.
thing though. Even if he doesn't, the only way he doesn't stay at this pace is if, to your point, they don't throw to his side of the field. So to my point, doesn't I feel like he has a case for the most valuable defensive player, truthfully. Every big play that you mentioned, whether Kirby was there, whether Carlton Davis was there, Branch was also there. Like every big play that we've had on as
And he's not scared to hit. have you seen in the league right now the best cornerbacks, the best safeties? A lot of these guys don't like to hit, and they're
bro.
getting called out for it. Trayvon Diggs don't like to hit. I watched a video of
Yeah,
the receiver on the Seahawks, the big boy DK,
yeah,
had the guy by the collar,
yeah,
walking them down like a dog,
yeah,
walking them. They don't want to hit. They don't want to get there. These are not the cornerbacks of like years past,
yeah, yeah,
right? So it is a bonus when you have a guy that is going to, you know what I'm saying, be willing to make a
yeah,
stop. I don't care if it's whoever's behind there, Aaron Jones, whatever.
yeah,
He's going to be willing to make a stop,
yeah.
you know, and get down there and make that hit, which is just in our culture. It's in us. It's in Detroit.
For
You know,
sure. You called me after the game and you said something I was hoping you would say here. You compare Brian Branch to Ed Reed.
bro. Because when you think about it, that's when you start getting into the shut the field down shit.
Yeah,
Like you got to be real. Who all can you really compare to when we started talking like Trayvon Diggs? If you remember the year he had all those interceptions, he also had all of the yards, the most yards thrown on,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So if you're not getting that with Branch right now, it's not give and take. It's literally just take.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
if he gets a grimace of that read, he's going to either pick you off, deflect it, or overall just stop that play,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, you got to compare him to like when you think about it, the only
yeah,
person I came up with was Ed Reed because he doesn't mind taking the hit either.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know who do you know what I'm saying? Who in mind comes like you know like
yeah.
I don't want to say like Dion or nothing like that's really getting that crazy, but
Well, of
like
course, but he hasn't, he's still young in his career, so we don't know where he will actually go. But just off what you can see, his ceiling is very high. Like I would not want to be a quarterback playing Brian
it's Ed
Branch.
Reed. It's
Yeah.
look, bro. When you are, because you gotta think in the eyes. You know, I always think in the eyes of like a owner, a GM.
Mm,
You
mm,
know that we're not gonna be able to keep everybody.
for sure.
So you know the guys that you are going to, the
Yeah.
ones that are, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
you know, like I'm sorry, Earl Thomas. You know, you're just
Yeah.
as, you know what I'm saying? You're him, but we
Yeah.
have him. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So, hey, I'm sorry, whoever, comes up out of this, but we got to keep Branch. We
That
got to
kid is
keep Branch.
special.
You know
That
what I'm
kid is
saying? I'd
special,
rather
man.
draft another cornerback than to let, you know what I'm saying, to
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
keep, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
We
No,
got to
that
keep, we
kid is
got to
special.
keep Branch. You're
Yeah.
our weapon. You got to keep Aidan, you know?
And here's kind of where I do want to move things a little bit. One, I want to give props to Brad Holmes, GM. They grabbed Branch, Laporta, and Gibbs all in, I believe it was the same draft.
One draft.
So it's just spectacular management up above. And then two, man, when you speak about Aidan, did you have any trade options or opinions that you wanted to list off of getting Aidan? Because you know how I said I don't think we should, especially not for somebody on the line. I know everybody's big on Max Crosby right
No,
now and a couple
I
other
told you I
options.
think we should sign a savvy vet. I have to look some
Okay.
guys up, but I don't want to say like a guy like Leonard Floyd. I don't know if he's currently on another team but you know what I'm saying, like a
Mhm.
DJ Reader like level in. But
I don't think they will. I really don't think the Lions will. I would be surprised if
I
they
think
do,
they
only
should though.
because
No, but like I'm looking at the Super Bowl window. When you have a Super Bowl window, all right, the Chiefs, what are they doing right now? Okay, it's clear that we got a Super Bowl window again. Let's not be dumb. Let's
I
go
think
grab.
people are looking in the
You know what
wrong
I'm
place.
saying?
Like,
What did the real quick? What did the Rams do? It's clear we have a Super Bowl window. Let's not be dumb. Let's go grab Odell. It's you know what I'm saying. We could
for
go over the
sure.
list. A lot of these Super Bowl teams. It's not about the biggest move, and that's why I said it might not be a household name. I didn't really know about DJ Reader until they said we were getting them, so then I looked them up. And it's like, oh, okay, you're a solid run stopper. You do what you do, and you do good at it,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I'm not saying it has to be a guy that I know of,
Yeah, yeah, no,
right?
I feel
But
you.
just a guy to fill out that room,
For sure.
because I believe we're fine with a lean. We're fine with a lean, right? But
I think we're fine on the line in general. I think people are looking in the wrong place. I think if they make a move, it wouldn't be for somebody on the line. It would be for somebody in the backfield, maybe a linebacker, a corner, something like that to fill out. Because after seeing that Vikings game, it wasn't like the Vikings had crazy rush yards on us, and we didn't have Aidan. Aidan goes out in that Dallas game. It wasn't like they had crazy rush yards after that. Aidan's a sack guy, of course. And obviously he makes his presence known on the line, but I think if the Lions do make a move, it would be for a linebacker type player or for a cornerback. Because if you are trying to replace Aiden, you're going to have to give up two number ones if you're looking to get a star, a big name. They
that's
don't
why
want
I
to do
said
that. They don't
we
want to
don't
do
need the
that.
start. I don't think we need the start. Like I said, I believe we're
Yeah.
adding the pressure, but it's like to the point where like if you just had somebody that was slightly above average.
Yeah.
I believe Aleem McNeil is above average, but I think that's where the buck stops.
For
Right.
sure.
I
I
don't
see
think
what
we
you
have
mean.
another above average ends. I think we have
Hmm.
some average guys that can occasionally some games make big plays.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All I know is when we get to the playoffs, the pressure won't be enough. There's going to be elite quarterbacks back there that are used to pressure, that are adapted to pressure, and that will make great plays even with pressure. We
Yeah.
know what we have on the back end. I believe you're right. Now we can grab a top tier. I'm willing to give up a first or something for a top tier corner right now
Oh,
or
absolutely.
linebacker.
Give me a Jalen Ramsey type.
Right,
My
but
guy.
I don't think, unless that's something on the board where it's a possibility,
Yeah.
I believe adding that in solidifies that okay, we have the kind of guys that they're not getting beat. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
they're right there.
Yeah.
So if that pressure can be solidified, that's
Yeah.
going to keep those guys like they only needed another half a second to get back in place.
For
You
sure.
know,
And with these final 2 minutes, man, let me get your take on Jamo real quick.
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got
not
suspended
not
for 2 games. Something I
yeah.
wanted to say is the NFL wasn't that transparent on what these PEDs are. It was fully on what he was found with or what the list is, and the list
Yeah,
ranges. It doesn't always
it
mean performance and
yeah,
guaranteed.
no, it sounds like he was probably using something, herbal, and just didn't
Probably.
know that it was on the list.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you see, but we just won the last game without his production.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's unfortunate that you see these situations being tied to him. But
Yeah.
outside of that, I'm not worried about it. It's only 2 games. Lesson learned. Don't take that specifically. Take something else.
You think he'll be on the team next year?
Yeah, I think he'll end up being paid. I believe they'll keep him right under that T Higgins rate, right?
I
Where
see.
they'll let him have his games right now, but wait till he get paid. That's when they'll let him loose.
I
I
see what
believe
you mean.
organizations are not dumb. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Yeah.
we're not gonna give him all the targets we want to give him because we
Mhm.
don't want him coming in here asking for 20 plus a year.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you
Yeah.
come in here asking for like a true number two money, and we can get you like 3 more years at number two money,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Got to.